You don't escape the law, you carry it. You become it. These aren't the laws written in a courtroom or enforced by judges. They are deeper, older, and far more powerful. These are the 12 laws of karma. Whether you believe in philosophy, spirituality, or simply the logic of cause and effect, karma is real because actions never vanish. They echo. Every thought, every word, every choice creates a ripple that eventually circles back to you. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that his inner world shapes his outer world, and that no action is isolated, it always returns in some form. Seneca warned that living unjustly is not only wrong to others, but poison to the soul itself. Karma is simply another way of saying, the energy you release into the world becomes the energy you must eventually live with. In today's world of noise, distractions, and quick reactions, many people think they can cheat these laws. They lie, exploit, or hurt others believing there will be no consequence. But life is patient, and the universe keeps its receipts. The laws of karma ensure that nothing is wasted, nothing is forgotten. Understand these 12 laws, and you will understand life. You'll see why some people repeat the same mistakes, why others never find peace, and why those who live with clarity, responsibility, and discipline eventually rise. Let's begin. 1. The Great Law. You get what you give. This is the foundation of all karma. Imagine every word you speak, every gesture you make, and every decision you take as seeds you plant in the soil of the universe. Some seeds grow fast, others take years, but eventually they return to you as harvest. If you sow kindness, generosity, and honesty, life gives you back opportunities, friendships, and peace. If you sow bitterness, lies, and cruelty, you will eventually taste their fruit too. In Stoic philosophy, this principle mirrors Epictetus's teaching. What you give your attention to grows in you. If your attention is directed toward envy or hatred, you strengthen those emotions within yourself, and they leak into your behavior. The Stoics remind us that every choice is not isolated. It shapes your character, and character shapes destiny. Real life shows this law daily. Think of a workplace where someone spreads negativity. At first, it looks like they're winning attention, but slowly, people avoid them, promotions pass them by, and loneliness surrounds them. Contrast this with someone who uplifts others. Even if unnoticed at first, over time, they build trust and loyalty. And when opportunities come, people naturally support them. You are never punished by karma. You are only confronted with the truth of what you've been giving. Plant wisely, because you'll be the one to eat the harvest. 2. The law of creation. Life doesn't just happen. You are either actively creating it or passively allowing others to create it for you. Too often, people drift through life as spectators, believing destiny will hand them happiness. But passivity is also a choice that hands your power to others. The Stoics urged constant creation through intentional living. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Every day you are painting a canvas with your mindset, habits, and decisions. If you don't create, others will paint for you. Friends, society, corporations, or even enemies. Think of someone who never sets personal boundaries. They believe they are being easygoing, but in truth, they are letting others design their life. Soon they wake up resentful, trapped in obligations they never chose. Contrast this with a person who sets goals, defines values, and creates routines aligned with them. Their life may not be perfect, but it feels theirs. It has direction. Life will always be created. The only question is, are you the author or just a character in someone else's story? 3. The law of humility. What you refuse to accept will keep repeating. Denial is the enemy of growth. This law explains why some people find themselves in the same painful relationships, the same financial traps, or the same emotional struggles year after year. Life keeps presenting the same lesson until you are humble enough to face it. The Stoics taught humility as the foundation of wisdom. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." If you deny your flaws, your mistakes, or your role in your suffering, you will never evolve. Only when you drop the armor of pride and admit the truth can you change. A real-life example: someone who blames every breakup on bad partners, but never examines their own lack of communication, jealousy, or immaturity. Until they face themselves, the cycle repeats. Another someone who blames society for their financial struggles but refuses to improve skills, learn discipline, or adjust habits. Humility forces you to accept, I am part of the problem, and therefore, I can be part of the solution. Life does not move forward without humility. What you resist will persist. Accept it, face it, learn from it, or prepare to meet it again. 4. The law of growth. Change begins within. You can't control the world, but you can control yourself. This law is about direction. When you grow inside, the world outside adjusts accordingly. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Too many people waste their lives trying to change others, partners, parents, society, while ignoring the one person they actually can transform themselves. Picture someone who complains about toxic workplaces, but never builds their own emotional resilience boundaries or skills. Even if they change jobs, the same problems follow. Why? Because their inner world hasn't grown. Contrast this with someone who develops patience, self-control, and discipline. Even in chaos, they carry calm. Their growth changes the way they experience the same world. Your world grows only when you do. If you want external change, start with internal transformation. 5. The law of responsibility. You are the source of your life. Blame delays progress, but ownership creates freedom. Every time you say, "It's not my fault," you hand your power away. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus reminded us, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life is not always fair, but responsibility is about choosing your response. Responsibility is not about guilt, it is about power. If you take responsibility, you regain control. For example, if you're unhappy in a relationship, blaming your partner endlessly makes you powerless. Taking responsibility means asking, why do I tolerate this? What choices am I making? What boundaries am I failing to enforce? That doesn't mean you caused everything, but it means you own your role in fixing it. Blame is comfortable but paralyzing. Responsibility is heavy but freeing. By taking ownership, you stop waiting for others to change and begin changing your own life. Responsibility is the birthplace of freedom. The more you own, the more you control. 6. The law of connection. Every step matters. No chapter is wasted if it brought you here. This law reminds us that life is a chain, and every link counts. People often regret past mistakes, seeing them as wasted years. But every choice, even wrong ones, prepared you for today. Stoic philosophy echoes this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Failures are not detours. They are part of the path. Think of someone who failed in business. At first, it looks like a dead end. But later, the lessons about resilience, financial discipline, or leadership become the exact foundation for future success. Or someone who endured heartbreak only to emerge wiser and stronger in the next relationship. The law of connection teaches us not to despise any part of our story. Your past doesn't define you, but it connects to your growth. Without one chapter, the next could not exist. Don't curse the steps that shaped you. They were necessary to build the path you walk today. 7. The law of focus. You can't move in two directions. Choose your path. Eliminate distractions. This law is simple: divided. Focus is wasted energy. The Stoics warned against scattering energy. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you chase too many goals, desires, or opinions, you lose power. Focus creates clarity, and clarity creates progress. Think about social media today. People scroll endlessly, consuming fragments of other people's lives, then wonder why they feel empty. Focus requires saying no to noise, drama distractions, and yes to the path you've chosen. A real-life example: someone who wants to improve their health, but also wants to indulge every craving, skip workouts, and avoid discipline. The result is stagnation. Focus means aligning actions with priorities even when uncomfortable. You can't walk east and west at the same time. Pick your direction, focus, and the path clears. 8. The law of giving. Whatever you give returns. Energy, time, kindness, or cruelty, it all circulates. The world is a mirror. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What we do now echoes in eternity." This isn't just poetic, it's practical. If you habitually give encouragement, others will remember and return it. If you spread bitterness, it will echo back to you too. Consider someone who gives only when convenient, who withholds support, or who manipulates others. They often find themselves alone when they need help most. On the other hand, those who give consistently, even small things like listening, smiling, or sharing knowledge, find doors open when they need them most. Life circulates what you contribute. Give wisely, because it never disappears. It always returns. 9. The law of here and now. Presence is power. You can't rewrite your past, but you can ruin your future by living in it. Too many people carry old wounds into today, poisoning the present. The Stoics insisted on presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." The past is gone. The future is uncertain, but the present is the only place you can act. Think of someone replaying past mistakes, unable to forgive themselves. They sabotage today's opportunities because they're living in yesterday's shadows. Or someone so anxious about tomorrow that they miss the beauty of now, the people, the experiences, the growth happening today. The present moment is the only currency of life. Spend it well, or lose everything chasing ghosts. 10. The law of change. History repeats until you learn. If it still hurts, the lesson isn't finished. This law explains cycles, repeated failures, repeated heartbreaks, repeated mistakes. Life will keep the test on your desk until you learn it. Epictetus warned events. Repeat until you understand their cause. Change requires awareness and courage. Awareness to see the pattern and courage to break it. For example, someone who keeps falling into relationships with the same toxic dynamics. Different faces, same pain. Until they ask, what am I not learning? What am I tolerating? The cycle continues. Life is a teacher that doesn't pass you until you've learned the lesson. If it keeps coming back, it's not bad luck, it's unfinished homework. 11. The law of patience and reward. Nothing meaningful comes overnight. Consistency beats intensity. This law reminds us that patience is not weakness, it is strength. The Stoics praise discipline over excitement. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is truly great is slow to grow. Every harvest takes time." Think of fitness. You don't see results in a week, but months of steady effort transform you. Or careers, one viral moment doesn't build success, but years of consistent work do. Those who quit too soon never see the reward. Patience plus persistence equals results. Don't confuse delay with denial. The reward is waiting, but only for those who keep showing up. 12. The law of significance and inspiration. Every act matters. Do it with purpose, or don't do it at all. This law reminds us that nothing is meaningless. Each action has the power to inspire or discourage, to build or destroy. The Stoics believed in living with dignity in every action. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do every act of your life as if it were your last." That doesn't mean perfection, it means intention. Think of someone who treats their work as meaningless. They do the bare minimum, and slowly their spirit dies with their effort. Compare this to someone who finds meaning in even small tasks, listening well, working with care, speaking truthfully. Their actions inspire, and significance follows. Significance is not about fame or recognition. It's about infusing each act with purpose. Do it meaningfully, and you become a source of inspiration. Karma is not a punishment, it is a mirror. You are not punished by it, but shaped by it. Every thought, every word, every action is carving your destiny. The 12 laws of karma are not mystical. They are practical. They remind us that what we give, we get. What we deny, we repeat. What we create, we live with. The Stoics lived by the same wisdom: control yourself, own your actions, focus on what matters, and live with intention. Karma is simply another word for responsibility, echoed back by life itself. The question now is simple: what shape will you choose? Because every day, with every action, you are shaping, not just your future, but yourself. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts below. Which law do you feel you've been ignoring? And which will you begin practicing today? Comment below and subscribe for more timeless Stoic wisdom to help you live with strength, clarity, and peace.